What is going on, guys and girls? How you doing today? It's Anger Roleplay once again. Today I want to talk a little about the frequently asked questions on the part of Exile 3.7 Legion League that has been released on the official website yesterday. I just want to talk a little about some of them because some of the questions are quite hot and they really worry me, and some of them were so important that I really wanted to ask them myself. Like, for example, the very first one that you see several weeks ago, and even about a month ago, I think they told us that there will be some kind of a magic button that will basically convert all current maps, basically everything, like not the current but the older maps, to the current set of maps, which was a big problem in the standard. If you guys are not playing standard, probably you don't give a shit about this, but I play standard a lot, and several leagues ago the problem has started with this when they started reshuffling the map tiers, reshuffling the sets, and we have like 3-4 different sets of maps right now in the standard. And unfortunately, when Betrayal, Incursion, and everything else like the Delve, they went core, standard was completely fucked. It's basically almost unplayable unless you are playing the current set of maps, because if you play the older map, like for example from the previous patch, unfortunately it does not rotate the Atlas, it doesn't interact with the mechanics that went core with the Delve, with the Incursion. You can't really do anything. You can't even span Uber Elder if you're not playing the current set of maps. So I'm sitting on thousands of older maps and I can't do anything about it, because, you know, basically trading 3-1 is not how I want to propose this fix, and that's why they came up with this idea. When we can expect the changes to the map tab that specifically helps standard users. We expect to deploy these changes before 3.7 launches. We don't have a specific date line up yet, but we will let you know when to do. Okay, so there might be still some kind of help with this, guys. Do the new Legion jewels change the passive skills within the radius of the jewel on the passive skill tree, or just the keystone? We are careful to tease this in a way that helps you understand the potential over time, but I can confirm that at least one of the Legion jewels does change every single passive within radius. So I guess it will be the hardest to find jewels, definitely the strongest. And as you probably saw, if you're following up what the Legion is about, there's kind of weird corrupting jewels out there which you can get into highest tiers of content. And when you place the jewel in the socket, it basically corrupts everything around it in a huge radius, and turns them like from life to energy shield, from energy shield to life, from mana to armor, and all this stuff. It's pretty cool stuff, and I can't wait to see what kind of effect it will be. When can we see changes to some of the melee-based ascendancy classes? Also, we've seen a lot of non-melee reveals so far. We will see some melee ones soon. So yeah, you know, there's quite a lot of non-melee stuff happening right now, like the SRS amulet. You know, it's pretty surprising. But for the melee, they also some information out there yet. So hopefully soon, just putting the finishing touches on them and then we'll reveal. Okay. Are you making any balance changes to the two-handed weapons? Another big question. Very popular through the years. Two-handers really suck nowadays. It all started back in the Abyss League when we started using Abyssal mods, which were heavily affecting all kind of two-handers, because previously kind of Disfavor and Starforge were somewhat useful, but now no one gives a shit about them when you can get this Scepters with you know, elemental damage as extra chaos, or in the Abyssal League we had a silly amount of physical as extra elemental damage, as extra like cold and lightning, chaos, and all that kind of shit. And people will start creating stat sticks. Stat sticks were nerfed, but still, this league, I've seen everyone using the stat sticks once again. So basically, no one is using two-hander anymore. There are buffs to add the damage in weapons, improvements to many two-handed weapon passives, and some new mechanics are available that benefit more from the higher hit damage relative to the slower base attack time of hand weapons. Okay. So what aside of the weapons, they also are changing the passives and some new mechanics. I can't wait to see what's happening, guys, because I plan to make a two-handed build at 3.7, so I really can't wait for this shit, honestly. Alright, I got a new YouTube subscriber. Will the changes to melee apply to monsters? Generally, yes. This prompted a lot of rebalance of early campaign areas. Monsters and bosses now signal their damage better, with slow wind-ups and do more damage when they hit. Honestly, I believe this is making the game easier. Now, the game became so much easier for the last several patches when we only got like buffs and buffs across the board. Literally no nerfs. Like, nerfs were very minimal. And you know, making bosses easier, I don't know. If you play long enough, bosses are, you literally know like every boss in the game. I know this is not the case for the players who play literally like 1 hour a week, but you know, I don't believe that this is really necessary, honestly, because most bosses are not very hard in the game, except for the very end game. Some bosses are really annoying, not really like they're crazy or they like unavoidable. Bosses are easy, actually. In fact, some rare monsters or, you know, essence monsters and shit, they're much harder than the bosses in the game. I can hardly name like several bosses that can be pretty hard. The most thing that I'm concerned about is the like immunity phases, and these phases where the shitty animation starts, like, you know, the Kitava and you know, the Wolf King bosses. They are very annoying, especially the Chimera. Chimera takes forever to kill, not because it's hard, but just incredible amount of immunity phases. Are you making any changes to armor? Not the core mechanic of base types, but there are some improvements to armor skills on the passive skill tree, and Molten Shell now directly rewards armor investment. Alright, that's pretty interesting. I'm really curious about Molten Shell. I know it's pretty usable, but I really want to see like what will be happening in 3.7. In addition, new melee mobility improvements are a massive benefit to your defense. Okay, so you can basically jump faster across the board, and you can see like leap slam is just instant now. Pretty cool. Another big question: will Winter Orb survive 3.7? All right. It has received balance adjustments to bring its power slightly closer to the other skills. The main change being that it fires less frequently while not channeling. Alright. Though there are other adjustments too. I really like this adjustments in italic. So what do you see, guys? Basically is this. If you check the PoE Ninja, so you can see that this is synthesis right here. So synthesis is 31% of all players, like in the entire fucking game, uses Winter Orb. 31, guys. Indeed, Winter Orbs needs a nerf. This is like no doubt here. And if we take Betrayal, it was just 11%, so it literally tripled. And think about it, Winter Orb actually got a nerf in the synthesis. It was actually nerfed, but it's still fucking crazy. It's just fucking crazy. It even tripled its you know, player base. It's just silly. Like, if you can check flashback, I haven't checked flashback. 41 fucking, like, literally every second player fucking plays Winter Orb. Holy shit. No wonder. No fucking wonder, guys. It has been going to fucking hell. Alright. So, yeah. Winter Orb definitely will be nerfed. And this is pretty big change. What makes Winter Orb so fucking hard is that you channel for a couple of seconds, get the stacks, then you basically just run around and just explode shit with the impulsor, right? It's the strength of the Winter Orb. You just channel a bit, and then it just automatically like shoots everything around. So basically, the main change being that it fires less frequently while not channeling. So you actually need to channel now to for it to fire at a decent rate. I think it's a good change. It doesn't really kill the skill. At the same time, it makes it like more for how it will actually be, how it should be used. Actually, it's a fucking channeling skill after all. It's not, you know, channel for a second then run around for 10 seconds, right? If you stack skill effect duration, it needs to be channeled to do damage. That's how it should be. I think it's a good change. It's definitely should be done. Can items be traded while have incubators in them? Yes, incubators can be traded in all cases. Very sweet. And again, if you guys missed what incubators are, so basically it just places incubator in an item and it starts growing another item inside it. It's very cool. It's like Pokemon eggs. Will a divination card incubator drop a divination card based on what area you're in at the time? When a divination card incubator spawns the card, it does so ignoring whatever map you're in at the time. You get a random card. Alright. Incubation item stack. Well, we have the micromanage incubators. Incubators are available rewards from Legion content. While it's certainly possible to spend your currency trading for a lot of them if that's what you desire, the average player won't be overflowing with them. Oh yeah, the average player. Average player who plays 26 hours a day. Yeah, I know these players. The number of kills required to trigger one generally takes a handful of maps, so don't expect market management to be a problem. Alright. They do not stack on your items. Alright, nice. Will incubation items work with worms and other free monsters? No, they only work with kills and ground experience items. Okay. So you cannot just get you know, so kind of kills for your incubator by killing fucking worms and other shit. It's good. At least they thought ahead about this opportunity. Are incubator kills shared with your nearby party members? Yes, if you would gain experience from a kill, you'll get incubator created. That's fantastic. Basically, people will be growing incubators in a party. Once again, solo players are punished. Will there be an indication of how much time is left on the monolith? We plan to add a timer to make it clear how long is left before the effect ends. Alright, that's nice. Does the monolith effect always last for the same duration? It lasts for a bit longer in early game and slightly shorter in the late game. Alright. Is it possible to free all the Legion monsters before the effect wears off? It is possible, but for a sufficiently powerful build, running into a set of monsters that are all spawned close together. Alright. But we don't think it will be likely early in the league. Not that it can actually have to deal enough damage to the monsters to break them out. So it's quite tricky to hit that enemy monsters that hard in that just short of time. Alright. They forgot the tectonic slam, you know, that clears like 3 screens with one hit. Despite this, I will somehow suspect I'll be watching Twitch with a concerned look on my face as someone manages to do exactly this, as it's not unusual for the community to exceed our expectations. This is definitely the case. This actually will be, I'm pretty sure that people, first of all, guys, how grinding games releases the patches. We are playing the beta phase. Like first couple of weeks, even a month, everything is just fucking broken entirely. It just broken beyond belief. People are exploring shit left and right. I'm pretty sure, first of all, we will be getting tremendous amount of these Legion jewels. Like everyone will be exploiting this shit. Next, we will be gathering stupid amount of splinters. I'm pretty sure about this. And the last thing, I'm pretty sure that people will be incubating like crazy in the parties. This definitely will be it. And the rate of incubation will be very strong, I believe, and might potentially even get a nerf. I'm pretty sure that people will be exploiting the fuck out of everything in the first couple of weeks until it will be fixed out. How do you break your out Legion monsters with minions, totems, stormbrands, and traps? Alright, that's an interesting question, by the way. These skills all work like normal and target the frozen monsters until you have dealt enough damage to them and they are broken out, at which point the skills target the next monsters like they normally would. Alright, so I will not have problems with SRS, right? Does breaking an enemy out trigger on kill affix? Generally speaking, we have tried where possible to have these on kill affix trigger. They have had to be added on a case-by-case basis. Alright. So probably bugs, guys. Probably bugs and something not working. Patch notes 1. the most important question. They'll be posted in the evening of Tuesday, June 4 American time. This is it, guys. June 4th is actually 3 days before the expansion, before the league, before 3.7 Legion. This is actually very early, and it's really good because I will be in time to actually do a summary of patch notes for you guys, like I usually do, like only the juicy stuff. And I will be starting updating powder building and everything else and looking into things. I have like 3 more days to fix shit for this. So this is a very good date, and mark your calendar with June 4, because this is when you'll be looking at a lot of videos on YouTube and checking the Path of Exile very often too. So that's it, guys. The most important thing for me personally from this video is I'm really expecting the standard tab, because this is like a standard play. I experiment a lot with the builds. This is the testing ground for me. I test everything on a standard league. This is where I experiment. I have enough currency to buy all kind of gear, experiment, and give you the most optimized builds. And then I go to the league and actually start building from scratch and surpass my characters that I used as a testing dummies on the standard. This is very important for me to for standard to actually function properly. Otherwise, it really slows me down a lot. This is probably the most important thing for me, and I don't care about Winter Orb that much, but I care about two-handers definitely. And I really can't wait for the two-handers to be buffed as well, because, you know, I have quite a lot of builds using two-handers, which is the Starforge Cyclone Slayer build. I also have Earthquake Juggernaut using the Disfavor X, and I really want two-handers to be great again, guys. I really want to be them. So keep an eye on that. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for watching the video. Your likes and dislikes, especially, as they push me forward even more. If you want to see more content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do daily uploads of role-playing content, be it builds, guides, let's play, stream highlights, and upcoming RPG games. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitch stream to catch me live in action. I do stream daily on working days. I'm a full-time YouTube content creator and a Twitch streamer too, so if you want to support me, you can do it either from Twitch or by PayPal directly from my website angryroleplayer.com. Join my Discord channel too for a place to discuss RPG things offline, as well as follow my Twitter to be notified on any new content. If you want to get extra information like sneak peeks into upcoming videos, plans, different behind-the-scenes footage, you can also join the Unholy Army on Patreon as well, guys. Thank you very much once again for watching, listening to all this. See you soon.